agenda, unquote, despite being a Trump nominee. At least 3 other senior CDC leaders resigned, including the chief medical officer. The president also attempted to fire Rober Primus, a member of the Surface Transportation Board, the regulator weighing the proposed merger between Union Pacific and Norfolk Southern. Primus is a Democrat, but was nominated by Trump in 2020. Let's head down to D.C., where our Amy Jabbers has the first broadcast interview with Rober Primus. Amy.
John, thanks so much. And Mr. Primus, thank you for being here. You've called this attempted termination deeply troubling and legally invalid. What's your plan now to fight this fire?
Well, first of all, thank you for allowing me to come here and share my story. I have to say that when I got the news yesterday, I was just as surprised as anyone else. I was discharging my duties yesterday with Amtrak, introduction of the new Acela line, went up to New York and back. And when I got home, I realized that my phone, something had been wrong with my phone. I thought I actually sat on it or did something different to it, and found it had been locked. And subsequently, I looked on my personal phone and saw an email that basically said that that my position was terminated. Period. No cause was given.
Who did that email come from? There's been a lot of question about who actually has the authority to fire people and where in the White House this effort is emanating. Who signed that email?
That came from a member of the Office of Presidential Personnel. I've never heard of the individual, and again, it was a two-sentence email that basically said that the president has terminated my position as a member of the Surface Transportation Board.
Did you have any inkling? Yeah, I was going to say, did you have any inkling this was coming? I mean, oftentimes, when you're having, a disagreement with the boss, you kind of sense that things are going off the rails before that ultimate moment. Did you have any conversations with the White House, disagreements with the White House, communication from them that they wanted you to do something different than you were doing?
None whatsoever. Matter of fact, it's surprising that on follow-up this morning, it was said that the White House commented that I was not in line with the America First agenda. And anybody who knows me in the 4.5 years that I've been on the board knows that I have been pro-growth, pro-America since I've been there. I've spent the last 3 weeks ago, I was with the coal miners in Wyoming, talking about energy production. I've been with other manufacturers, with the agricultural sector, with so many others shippers around this country, talking about pro-growth activity and how to move that growth onto America's freight rail network. So it's interesting that they use that argument when I think I've been doing it ever since I've been on the board.
So the big thing hanging over this entire board right now is this proposed $85 billion merger between Norfolk Southern and Union Pacific. What have you said publicly about where you stand on that merger?
Well, I've said nothing publicly because as a board member, we're not supposed to. I have said in the past, and my record has reflected in my vote against the CPKC merger, that I'm very concerned with further consolidation and what that does to competition, how that affects shippers, how that affects rates, how it affects the overall public in terms of passing along those increased rates into consumer products and people paying more for those products overall. I'm worried about the service problems that tend to happen after mergers. We've had numerous meltdowns over the decades, and the American consumer, as well as the manufacturing base and production base in this country, has suffered. We've lost millions of dollars in production costs, and we've had increased consumer costs as a result of that. So those are all legitimate concerns in my mind.
Robert, is John Ford. Thanks for being here with us. My question goes to your understanding of the structure of this board. Of course, it is by presidential appointment, but my understanding is that no more than 3 members of the board can be from the same political party. It's supposed to be an independent board. So structurally, what is your understanding about the length of your tenure once you're in place, unless you're the chair, which my understanding is that the president has more influence over?
Right. Well, I was chairman up until January 20th, and the president had the pleasure of picking his own chairman, and he did. I was not fired. I was simply removed as chair. The board is a 5-member board. We have not been 5 members since the departure of Marty Overton, who was my predecessor as chair last May. There is an open seat, so there's an opportunity for the administration to fill that seat with a Republican without terminating my position. There's also another Democrat that is up for renomination as well. So there are many opportunities for them other than what they did yesterday to have the board seemingly tip in its balance. And I want to say seemingly because since I've been on the board, we've been extremely impartial. I think we go through great pains to show that we are apolitical and nonpartisan. I think the entire freight rail network would see that and reflect that. It's only on the outside when people talk about issues like the merger and others that you start seeing political issues or partisan issues come in, but that's never been before the board. And I think that my voting record on the board clearly reflects that. I voted against.
Mr. Primus?
Yes.
Yeah, Mr. Primus, I just want to ask you, we led into this segment with this discussion of this broader Trump administration effort to assert control over all of these independent entities throughout the federal government and all the officials that he has fired or attempted to fire so far this year. I wonder, just two-part question. One is, what do you make of that effort to assert presidential authority over these independent entities? And secondly, who in that group have you been in touch with? Are you guys all speaking to one another, consulting with the same lawyers? Is this a concerted effort among you, or is this every man and woman for himself?
Well, I can answer the second question that, I'm new to this game, unfortunately. And so I'm still trying to figure out, what I need to do and who I need to talk to. There have been several people who have reached out, have been kind enough to reach out and offer advice about how to navigate the way forward. I mean, all of us are going to fight. I plan on fighting as well. The first question, I think, is the most important in terms of the independence. I can't speak for other agencies, but I can speak, again, for the Surface Transportation Board, and that the American public and the consumer, shipper, and actually the railroads stand to lose a great deal if that independence is lost. As I said, we've stressed, I think every member who's still there and myself continue to stress that we are apolitical, we are independent, and we try to make decisions based on those decisions and on the information that we have. We do not make decisions based on political reasoning or influence. I've made my stance on that pretty clear at the board, and I'm proud of the board for that. And I think it's a disservice to the board for the White House to do so, and I think it's ultimately going to damage the network and affect consumers down the road.
Mr. Primus, we are out of time. Last quick question, though. You say you're going to fight this. Does that mean you're going to definitely be filing a lawsuit to challenge it?
Well, I'm considering, all that's in front of me. I tell people I'm from Jersey, and Jersey folks know how to fight. So I'm getting ready, and we're going to figure out the best plan of action.
Well, I'm from Philly, and I can tell you that you're right about folks from New Jersey on that one. Rober Primus, thank you for joining us. Really.